Here again in the worm shop. I want to take a look at a couple things with the worm bin. First thing, I built this all out of 2x4s, and unfortunately, it's been over probably over a year and a half. This is starting to sag. If I were to build another one of these, which I probably am, I would keep everything 2x4s, but I would change these top pieces with hardwood, probably maple or oak or something strong enough to not allow the bow. As you can see, we're getting pretty close to the top here, running out of room for new feedings. So I'm going to show you how I've been harvesting, and then later on I'll show you a new toy that I got. I haven't even taken out of the box yet. Hopefully it'll make harvesting a lot faster. Most of the things in the shop are on wheels. Makes it easier to get to stuff. Put the food in the top, and castings come out the bottom. As we can see, they don't get everything every time. Got some avocado shells, got a little bit of cardboard, some other stuff, and well, that's probably fine for some people. For me, it's no bueno. So I'll show you how I used to process them. Now, how I've been doing this is I got one of these from Amazon. Comes with a bunch size mesh here. So I run it through one, then the next, then the next. This is supposed to fit in a 5-gallon bucket. I tried Lowe's, Home Depot, True Value, you name it, doesn't fit in any of them, and it always makes a giant mess. So I set up above the worm bin so it can try to catch some of the. You gotta not be afraid about getting dirty. Break the stuff up here. Avocado skins take forever. Let's go back in. Then whoop! See, we make a giant mess. Try it again. A couple handfuls. Any big chunks, go back in the worm bin, go through for a second round, and then you take this and you go through the next size and the next size and the next size. It takes a long time. It's a pain in the butt, and like I said, giant mess everywhere. So one day I was watching the Urban Worm Company's podcast, Coffee and Compost, and somebody was using a really cool casting sifter. I had to hunt down who makes it, and it was a company called Wormgear. It used to be Michigan Soil Works, and I ordered their deluxe kit. Came with a nice set of instructions. It tells you what size mesh to use for different situations. I could tell in the first 10 seconds. I mean, this is absolutely solid. This one, absolute junk. Now, I paid many times more for this system than for this system, but if it works as well as I hope it's going to, it's totally worth it. Now, the only thing that you had to get on your own was a mortar mixing tub. Like this, sell it at Home Depot. I think it was like $7 or $8, and I already love having this around. It's got a bunch of different uses, but the one that I found was the best is that it fits right underneath there, and I could pull out a ton of castings at once now. If I rip this guy open, and that alone just makes this so much easier. Even if you don't want the crazy sifter, get yourself a mortar tray, because it works so much better. Now, the way that this is supposed to work is this is supposed to ride along, and then you drop your mesh in, put your castings in here, and it's back and forth. Now, these nests, and they say you're supposed to be able to do more than one at a time. I don't know if doing 4 at a time is a good idea, but we're sure as heck gonna try. I'm gonna grab a couple scoops. Yeah, with all 4, it's a little top heavy. I'm gonna try doing it with just 2. Yeah, that's a lot better. All that means is you gotta do it twice instead of 4 times. I'm gonna go ahead and run this whole tub here. Who knows what that is? Another one. Add a little bit of potash. Now that took like less than 10 minutes to do. So we're gonna go ahead and do the next two sizes. I mean, just that alone. I mean, this looks. Let me get you in close. This looks. I mean, I'd buy that. I mean, that looks good, like good castings. But I want to see what it looks like after it goes through those other two. Yeah, as good as this looks, I mean, we're putting it through the second set of two screens here. And having this handle here makes it seem like that's where you want to grab it, but I don't like doing it like that. Just some downward pressure here to keep it from toppling. You go really fast. And that, I mean, that looks awesome.
Oh my God.
Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. Now this is kind of like the stuff that you open up the dishwasher and it didn't quite come clean yet, and you got to do a super run. I have no qualms about dumping this in the top and letting that go through again. Now, every time we feed, I add a little bit of Kashi blend from Growing Organics and some Build a Soil Craft blend. So I don't have to mix that in when I top dress. I just top dress with the castings, which is, you know, it's already broken down and ready for the plants to get. Yeah, but that's about 4 or 5 inches deep. Somewhere between a quarter and a fifth, so a gallon and a half of good worm castings. Took me about 25-30 minutes to do that while filming. So without filming, probably about 15 minutes of work. I'm pretty sure I could get at least 1, if not more, out of that. So maybe 2-3 gallons of good worm castings for an hour's worth of work. I'm pretty sure I am in love with this thing. Now, like I said, it was expensive, but I bought it with all 4 different screens. You can get it with only 1 screen and save a bunch of money. You know, you just will have to dump more often now. I'm a gadget guy, so I saw it and I had to have it. Might not be for everyone, but if you have multiple worm bins or have a lot of castings that you want to sift, or if you're mixing your own soils and you want to sift your inputs through, for me, I'm hopefully going to be convincing more people I know to start worm bins. I could lend it to them or go over and sit down and have a safety meeting, sift some castings, you know. But if you're interested, get a hold of those guys. Now, I'm probably going to keep playing with my new toy for a little while and make some more castings, but how I like to keep these, I like to keep them just kind of moist, not damp, not wet. And if I'm doing any ferment, foliar sprays, or anything like that, I'll add just a tiny bit of that diluted with some water just to keep it moist. And I'll take a t-shirt, something like that, and just kind of give it a good cover. That way it can breathe, but it'll stay damp. Alright, thanks for watching. Say bye, Jim.
Bye, Jim.